Hello everyone. Okay, so we are going to be concluding or completing this drawing today. So I will just be showing us how I'm adding my details and my highlights. As we all know, highlights are majorly what gives your drawing depth. Of course, highlights and shadows is what gives your drawing depth, is what makes your drawing look more realistic. So here I'm going to show us how I did more blending, how I created depth of field to make my drawing look more realistic, and of course my details and our highlights. So sit back, pay close attention. I'm sure you'll get one or two things. So here I'm just starting off with more detailing before I blend in and add my highlights. Remember to blend while you add your details. This is so you get a softer feel. That way you'll be able to get a more realistic look at the end of your drawing. Okay, so now that I have, at least to an extent, a satisfactory detail, I'll start highlighting. I'll be using my Tombow Mono to highlight. What I'm doing right now is just to give a very light wrinkle mark like we see in the image. Just very light wrinkle marks. When I'm satisfied with that, I blend in a little more. And what I'm trying to do now is to create depth. You create depth with your shadows. The picture has a deeper shadow on this other end, so I'm going to be creating that with my charcoal pencil, but I'm not putting so much pressure. I just need it to be a little more darker. Then if you notice, the method of shading that I'm using here is the cross hatching. The reason why I'm doing this is so that we can still have that little feel of a wrinkle mark on the lip. Then I go over it again, do a little bit like the contour shading, just so that we can get a little of that mark, those lines, to still show wrinkle marks on the lips. Another highlight that I'll be doing will be with my electric eraser. Now, electric erasers give a brighter or a whiter feel. It erases almost all of your pencil or your charcoal. Now, this tool is great when you want to put in very bright highlights that look like a shine. Something that looks like it's shiny or that is totally white in your image. This is where your electric eraser always comes in handy. Highlighting intricate details gives you a perfect realism. The lips have wrinkles. The wrinkles also have highlights on them. Highlight is basically where your light is hitting the most that we can visibly see. So this is just me gently highlighting, and then now I'm detailing. I'll be interchanging with my graphite and charcoal. So this is me detailing after highlighting, just to make my highlights not appear so bright or flat, and my detail with my pencils will give more depth it will give more depth, it will give more form to the wrinkles. And of course, it will create more shadow effects to your highlights. This is actually what makes your drawing look more realistic. Okay, so here I'm using my charcoal pencil to create more shadows under the lip, and of course that shadow will also give the form and the depth of field that is required there to show more realistic detail of the lip. I added a bit more dark shades of charcoal powder just to still get that darker form. So you can go over this again and again until you get what you really want to achieve. So more highlighting to make my details pop. If you notice, when I want to get very bright highlights, I use my electric eraser. But when I want to get softer highlights, I go for my Tombow Mono. So just note that and have that at the back of your mind. Some people use the kneadable eraser. You can do that as well. But since we are going for lines, I love my Tombow Mono for lines. So watch carefully. If you looked at it, you will see where I was sharpening my Tombow Mono to have that sharp edge that I can use to get my lined wrinkles properly. At this point, this is just me touching up, highlighting, detailing, highlighting, detailing. Then I blended a bit more, I shaded a bit more until I got the perfect tonal values and also my perfect depth of field and highlights necessary. My phone went off, so I couldn't video how I got that upper lip highlight. But the trick is as simple as how I got the lower highlights. Keep looking at your reference, keep adding where necessary, and you have to note that some places are pronounced and some places are not as pronounced. So those places that are pronounced, with your details, make sure that your details are sharp. So your dark pencils are what gives you details. Make sure that they are sharp. Where it's not so pronounced, just use your white to tone down a bit more, or blend in that particular part or that detail that is not so much in focus. This is actually what gives you a very good depth of field. Artists are never really satisfied. They keep touching again and again and again and again and again. Someone like me, I can keep touching here and there and here until I get what I want. But basically, this is it, and this is my finished product for now. Thanks for watching.